What did you get? Nice tip.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
Welcome, everybody, to Wrestling with Savage. We're here to talk about Monday Night Raw. We're going to talk about SummerSlam. We're going to talk about Marty Jannetty. We're going to talk about a lot of things here tonight on Monday Night Raw. I'll bring in Travis, my co-host for the night. We'll see if Jay decides to show up to work. I send him all this damn money, and he never shows up, Travis.
Well, I mean, as long as it's money well spent.
Like, it's buckets of money, just like the buckets of money I send you to be on the show. You wouldn't come on this show for free.
I mean, I do come on this show for free because I have a passion for this. There's the difference.
Oh, yeah. Good job with the kayfabe. All right. Monday Night Raw, but first we're going to SummerSlam. I'll have to hold on. All right, I'll hold on.
Before we go into it.
First.
So, it was only announced an hour ago, but according to doctors, spinal doctors, Big E is done. He is never going to step foot in the ring again. Big E has said that his doctors have highly suggested that he never wrestle again because if he does, there's a chance he may never walk again, and he has decided that he is most likely going to announce his retirement sometime in the next month to month and a half.
Well, that's probably why they bring back the New Day. Hey, what's going on, Steven Chambers? What's going on, Johannes? What's going on, Kenzie TV? How you guys doing? Since Travis went ahead and pulled the trigger on the breaking news all by himself, because apparently this is his show, let's just keep on with that trend. Ryback says dating Linda McMahon would be ultimate payback on Vince McMahon. Travis, go ahead. 30 seconds on your thoughts.
Ryback is a disgusting bastard. The end.
Cool. Nia Jax's name is coming up internally for a potential WWE return. This is good news because she is, to me, a formidable competitor. She can be taken seriously. She's also part of the bloodline. And another way to extend that storyline, add another branch.
How is she part of the bloodline?
Are you nuts? She's related. She's related to The Rock. She's related to Roman. She's related to everybody.
I didn't know that. But okay.
Well, you learn something new every day.
Yep.
And moving on, Triple H extends his. And if you want, I'll give you. You got 15 seconds on your take on Nia Jax if you have a take.
I don't have nothing
other
against
than
Nia
the fact
Jax.
that you didn't know she was related to The Rock.
She's not one of my personal favorites, but I mean, I'm good to see.
Now when you do get paid, it's going to be much, much less. Much less. It'll be like half. But you know who you could work for? Elon Musk. He pays good.
No.
Triple H pays good. Triple H extends his interesting offer for Elon Musk because he heard that they want to fight. He knows that Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk want to get it on. So why wouldn't Triple H try to get this match at WrestleMania? Where else would Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk go one-on-one in a steel cage match for all the trillions of dollars on the line and the future of humanity in the balance?
I don't know if there's. I don't know.
You're watching that match, Travis. Don't lie.
I don't know if the steel cage can contain the collective ego of two people that have basically done nothing.
Kenzie over here thinks Raw was boring tonight, and you know what? She's not wrong, but she's also not right. I'll get into it. It definitely had its moments where I will say it was bland, but there was a couple of good spots that we'll get into, especially the ending, which I'm a big fan of.
No, Steven Chambers, no. Triple H will obviously pedigree Zuckerberg because he's the bigger douchebag.
Hold on, we got more breaking news. WWE superstar Sonya Deville suffers a torn ACL. They announced it also on Raw tonight, but unfortunately, she is out indefinitely. And it's pretty devastating because I'm a huge Sonya Deville supporter. I think she's one of the hardest working women in the world of professional wrestling today. And I've always been impressed from her, all the way up from her NXT debut, all the way to her modern day victory, where she became the women's tag team champions with Chelsea Green. Unfortunately, she will be out. So I'm very curious to see where they go with this storyline moving forward. And in other breaking news, the last breaking news before we move on to SummerSlam, quick recap. Bobby Roode is officially promoted to a backstage producer for the WWE. He will make his debut this weekend at SummerSlam, which just took place. He killed it, absolutely, because SummerSlam, I don't know if you could tell the difference, but watching SummerSlam was like a fun time. The whole thing had a good vibe to it. There was a moment or two where the crowd seemed to just have been dead, but because it was a long show, all those 4-hour shows, Travis, they're tough.
But yet it flew by when we were covering it.
It did. But let's get into SummerSlam, the recap. All right, Logan Paul goes ahead and actually, I'm going to pull you out of here, Travis, because I want to actually make a clip of this later on. I'm just doing like a 60-second SummerSlam recap, hopefully. And let's get this beautiful camera shot here that we do in the stream here. There it is. This is Wrestling with Savage, and you are watching right now the SummerSlam recap. Logan Paul stays amazing and destroys Ricochet in the opening match of the night that set the tone and probably stole the show. Logan Paul victorious. Cody Rhodes beats Brock Lesnar. Brock extends him the hand, gives him the rub. This was a great story, great match, and it just elevates Cody Rhodes even higher on the pedestal that is the WWE Universe. And here we are in the Battle Royale, the way it should be. LA Knight winning, and I like it. Let him talk to you every week on Raw. Tonight, he dumped on The Miz. You should have watched it. Shayna Baszler destroys Ronda Rousey in a great match, and Ronda Rousey hopefully is retired. I'm sure she'll be back by Mania for the big rematch, probably. Shayna did a great job, but she got beat up. Gunther retains against Drew McIntyre in an epic match. Finn Balor loses against Seth Rollins in another epic match. Great match. Seth Rollins, still the man, superior champion. And in the triple threat women's match, Bianca Belair became the new WWE Women's Champion, but only to have it taken away from Io Sky, who is now your new Women's Champion after she cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase. And Jey Uso tried to go one-on-one with Roman Reigns and was betrayed by his own blood. His brother, Jimmy Uso, helped Roman Reigns win, and that is the SummerSlam recap. Okay, Travis, you see what I just did right there?
I'm going to be really interested to hear. I mean, I know it'll probably be something like, oh, you've always been the favorited brother or something like that. But I'm really interested to hear what Jimmy's reasoning for this is going to be.
All right. What did you think of the recap? 1 minute flat, nice one-take cut.
I
don't know if it was under a minute, though. I think it might have been over a minute by a little bit.
How was it produced by Russo? SummerSlam was great, Gianna. If you didn't like SummerSlam,
I do not agree with that comment. That comment is a hateful comment. I can feel the hate coming through your heart, and you should go and find some Jesus and get yourself right, boy. Because right now you coming in here with this nonsense from the Tantalizing Tony channel, trying to bring that negative energy. Like I told Tony tonight on his show, he will get a good look at my shoe, which, by the way, is worth more than anything in his closet. But he will get a good look at it.
Worth more than anything in his house.
In his ass, Travis, it's like JR says, business is about to pick up.
I mean, look, last Saturday, that was one of the best wrestling pay-per-views we've had in a very long time. So I don't care if people want to say, oh, well, it reminded me of da-da-da-da-da. Who cares?
You can't trust these kind of guys over here. They're wishy-washy. I don't care what Ricky says. He's coming in here. He's like, I hate Tony Savage. See, he thinks he's going to try to manipulate his way into the situation. But what he doesn't understand is my situation is in an arena that's about 200 floors higher than anywhere he's ever been. And he can't even get into the building to play the game.
Besides, the game's rigged anyways.
Yeah, by me.
Yeah.
I'm the game. Because in my mind, this is my universe. That's
But-
how I walk on this planet. Every footstep I take, I feel like I could crack the earth if I wanted to.
I mean, I know that this is Marty Jannetty terminology here, but man, to a certain degree, when you're in a business where you're going to be on screen a lot of the time,
you got to try your best.
You got to act like you got the biggest dick in the room, even if you don't.
Whoa, the language.
Yeah.
It's okay. We didn't say
well,
the
Gianna,
we didn't say the F word.
Nobody
yet,
cares
so.
what you think. So that right there's where you can take all.
Be nice to Gianna. Be nice to Gianna.
They just literally said,
Gianna,
please stop.
Just because I don't trust Gianna doesn't mean I don't like Gianna. As a matter of fact, I respect Gianna more because I can't trust him.
They literally just said, please stop existing. I'm not going to be nice when somebody says something that stupid.
Oh, wow. Well, he's entitled to his opinion. He doesn't want you to exist, but the fact is you do, and there's nothing he can do about that.
So
unfortunately,
literally every breath I take.
Children. I agree with Steven. Enough wasting time with these hooligans over here who honestly have been in my business far too long. And one way or another, we're going to handle this. Listen, Monday Night Raw had a big change tonight. All right, we see Michael Cole back on Raw. It's been a while since he's been full timer on Raw. He's there with Wade Barrett. What did you think about their overall performance tonight?
I thought it was good, but I like Wade Barrett as a commentator. Period.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get more into their performance by the end of the night. But we have Cody Rhodes opening the show. He's coming out.
Why they were why it was the two of them tonight?
Why what? What are you talking about?
Were we told why it was the two of them?
Because it's been switched permanently, man. Maybe if you kept up with the times, you would know.
Okay. Man,
it's switched.
The times of all of a day and a half.
That's right, man. You gotta stay relevant. You can't be a wrestling journalist and not know what's going on in the world of professional wrestling. Okay, you must be prepared. You must be equipped. You must be ready to handle.
Excuse me for not checking my.
Anyway, Seth Rollins styling and profiling. All right, I like it. I mean, Cody's styling and profiling too, but so is Seth on another level. He's walking out there just looking like the word swag. Judgment Day, not liking it. They're going to come out. Notice there's no Finn Balor, though. They come to the ring, and, they're talking a lot of smack. Typical. This is going to set up a match now because the Judgment Day is going to snap. They're going to just beat the hell out of Cody. They're going to beat the hell out of Seth. And who do you think is going to come to make the rescue? Sami Zayn now gets involved, but somehow he gets hurt later on in the night. They were going to set up a 3-on-3 match. Long story short, Sami Zayn was not in that match tonight, but we will tell you who was in just a few minutes. Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes.
That's damn good food, Gianna, so you can bite.
They don't know what's going on right now. They don't know if they're friends. They don't know if they're enemies, but I don't know what Cody's thinking. Just setting up matches with the world champion without his permission. Cody, in my opinion, disrespected Seth Rollins tonight, and Seth had every reason to get upset at him. Okay, we'll keep it moving, Travis. What did you think about this four-way?
What do we think of the opening segment?
Do you have thoughts on the opening segment?
Yeah, I didn't care for it. Honestly, first of all, I don't like when they do this whole, I'm going to put you in a match, and I'm going to put you in a match, when it's like, wait a minute. Isn't this the same dude who literally took a sledgehammer to your torn pectoral muscle, and now suddenly you're just like, we can work together? I'm like, I wouldn't trust that dude at all. Who cares if he's had a face change? I don't care. He injured you. Now, that's number one. Number two, as we'll find out later on, and you mentioned he was injured later on, if that was the plan all along, why even bother having Sami Zayn involved? Like, what was the point of Sami Zayn being involved in this if WWE knew all along they were going to go, you've been injured, let's substitute you out for someone else? And if it wasn't that, what was he injured doing? Like walking back?
All right. Travis is out of time. He's out of time on that opening segment. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Jay, it's your turn. What did you think?
I want to say shout out to Anthony Gray's podcast. Shout out to Tantalizing Tony podcast. Shout out to Gianna Forever. I said to Tantalizing Tony, Savage and you in a BBW match. Savage, I want to see it. Tony didn't respond. Just gave me a look like this. So what's going on, Tony? Answer the challenge. Savage, are you down?
Can anybody tell me what's wrong with Jay? I asked him specifically what did he think of the opening segment, and the first thing he has to do, and I just said it. If you were watching the show, I said let's not waste any more time on these hooligans. But Jay is insistent. He could come to my territory. Tony won't be so damn tantalizing. Play the clip, producer. What's it? Listen, Jay, if it's not evident by now that Tony learned his lesson, I don't know what else to tell you. Tony learned his lesson. There is no match. There is nothing. He doesn't have, like, even if he challenges me, I'm not going to accept it. He'd have to really push me to my limit to go to that level because I am a businessman. I am here to make magic. I was put on this planet, Jay, to create magical moments that the fans would remember for the rest of their lives, for the eons to come. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm putting in the work. I'm not going to let some little scrub like Tantalizing Tony, who's been doing this thing for 86 years and still hasn't made it anywhere except free little tickets to WWE. Congratulations, Tony. You made it. I'm fucking proud of you. And I dropped the F-bomb the first time tonight. Soon, I will be on a level of professionalism and power, Tony, that you won't even be able to fathom. And it's because I, no pun intended, am better than you, and you know it.
Anyway, so Jay, what did you think of this horrible opening segment?
Let's just move on.
No, I want to know that was the original question, and you had to take it to that next level. You had to take it to that
I've
next
been
level.
taking it to that next level since 8 o'clock. But going into this, guys, I'm scared right now if I was a Cody fan because we don't know where to put Cody. We see what happens later on tonight, but that just tells me what I need to know. Where are we going to put Cody? Who is going to be Cody's next challenger?
Doesn't Cody look out of place in this picture, Jay?
And I don't think they got nobody.
What was your question, Savage?
Don't you think Cody just kind of looks out of place in this picture?
Absolutely. He looks like, what
Bad
the fuck
booking.
am I doing?
It's bad booking.
I just got done with Brock Lesnar, and now I'm in here with the Judgment Day? What? You're not getting me into a title picture?
The same thing while he was feuding with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, it's like they don't know what to do with him or where to put him yet. And
that's what I'm scared about. Where would you put him?
They should have had it be that they capitalized on the history of him hurting in Native Dia, and it should have been that Cody was like, Seth, you injured me. I'm back. I want my freaking title shot.
Yeah. That would have made sense, but that's not the route they went. Anyway, we got to keep it moving because it's Monday Night Raw, and we're still talking about the first segment. We're like 18 minutes into the show, so we're not doing good.
Remember how good you just said SummerSlam was, and Bobby Roode was backstage as a producer? He clearly was not backstage as a producer for Monday Night Raw because it wasn't anywhere near as good as SummerSlam. Not even a tenth as good as SummerSlam.
This segment, what?
Stephen Chambers says his beef with Cody is why he has to say, so what do you want to talk about? It's
getting catchphrase.
That's his little catchphrase, so I can't really knock him for that. Some of the fans seem to be loving it. Okay. If you were there live, you might be loving it too because it's Cody Rhodes. But I could see how on TV it's getting old.
I thought his catchphrase was just everybody going, whoa! That's his catchphrase.
Yeah, that's one of them. I mean, anyway, we're still talking about Cody, all right? And you know why? It's probably because his damn face is in the show. So we're gonna move this so you can't see his face anymore.
Do that, please.
No more Cody. No more Cody. It's over. Let's talk about Gable. Let's talk about how Gable has busted his ass for how many years, Jay? When did he start wrestling?
Oh, Shorty G? I don't know. Who cares?
Shorty G. Come on, man. They killed it, bro. In NXT, they killed it. Their whole careers. He deserves this. And by Van, I mean Gable. Jordan
September 5th, 2014 was his debut.
So almost 10 years he's been doing this. All right, it's his time, man. It's his time. And I like it. This is a 4-way match that's coming up right now to determine the new number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship of the world. And the match would take place right away. You see here the double ankle lock submission. It was actually a pretty good match. We saw a triple German suplex, which was probably the first time we've ever seen that on TV. Nice timing by Chad and Ricochet. Like they said on commentary, all these men are kind of like losers right now, basically, in a big way. They're not in good terms with the winning streak. So this match has a lot of significance for everybody. So we see here Ricochet, Ciampa, and they're going to take the loss.
I'll say it straight up. This was the best match of the night, and that's what's kind of disappointing to me.
It actually was the best match of the night. I agree with that.
It was an amazing match, but at the same time, I'm like, you had Judgment Day, and yet the whole night, I'm like, the best match was Chad Gable.
Jay, what are you thinking about this match?
Man, I can't believe I'm going to say this shit, but this was actually a nonstop action match that Raw definitely needed tonight. Shout out to all 4 mid-carders that are going nowhere in their lives. Shout out to them for having a great match. But I wasn't surprised when Gable came out and they said Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's the winner right there. I thought the most impressive person tonight was Riddle. Riddle had a nice needed to strike, powerbomb needed to strike on Gable. I thought was fantastic. I thought he was on point tonight, and he's getting a little better, guys, in my view. But great match.
Yeah, I agree. Great match.
It was a good match. No, there we
go. I really do think Chad. I really do think Chad winning was the best outcome because all these other guys have had a shot at Gunther's Intercontinental.
Well, yeah, Ricochet's already had plenty of opportunities. Gable has earned it, and with what he's been doing lately, that last match he had with Gunther, we got a little sneak into what that could be, and that match is going to. They're probably gonna. I don't want to say it because I hope it comes true, but they might put up a match of the year type of match.
Yeah.
Depending on the terms and where it's put, like if they get the right amount of time, good 30-minute match, those guys will murder it.
I like the smirk on. I like the smirk on Gunther's face right there. Like I would love for Gunther to come out at some point and be like, finally, an actual wrestling opponent.
What's going on, Jeff Swanson? How you doing? Ricochet's time is running out.
Yep.
He might end up being a jobber if he leaves WWE. I mean, I don't know why everybody thinks they're just going to leave WWE and go be AEW champion. That ain't going to happen. You got some stiff competition over there. You have the fake world champion. You have the real world champion. And based on who you like, Travis, who, in your opinion, who's the real world champion, Jay?
MJF, no question.
No Jay, question. Is MJF your real world champion or is it CM Punk?
Don't even get me started with that NXT belt over there. No.
All right. We're moving on. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn in the back. They're talking things over.
Cares?
Yeah, they're going to have a match later tonight. No, they're not because he's going to get injured. But on SmackDown, you're going to have a Hail to the Chief situation. Big celebration with the bloodline. Let's move on to a superstar that actually makes me excited.
Stop. He's going to get injured. Doing what? What was he doing? He was walking down a hall. We didn't even see somebody blast him from behind.
What are you talking about? What are you babbling about right now?
Zayn.
We're not there yet. We're going to get there. I have the screenshot of it. I said you're going to later tonight. Again, wasting time. We're talking about LA Knight. Well, let me talk to you. Yeah. All right. LA Knight tonight was incredible. And I can't wait to talk about his segment with The Miz. The Miz is watching this shit because he's supposed to have a photo shoot. He gets to the photo shoot and I'm like, yo, you have to wait. LA Knight's doing his photo shoot. He's very upset. This guy has headlined WrestleMania. This guy has had his own reality show, multiple reality shows, been on hundreds of TV shows, television shows, game shows, morning news shows, TV shows, movies, matches, high caliber matches, Grand Slam champion, multiple time world champion. This is not just anybody. This is someone who is the Miz. The Miz. And if you ask Marty Jannetty, he'll tell you I remind him of the Miz, which I don't have a problem with because I love the Miz, respect the Miz. Yeah. Okay, he saw me with a suit and the glasses from far away.
You look like the Miz ate the Miz. But...
yeah, I look like the Miz on steroids. But anyway, long story short is the Miz is the fucking man. And Miz is a main eventer. Miz is more relevant than people give him credit for. And Shinsuke Nakamura are going to come out now.
Back up a second.
We're going to get back to the Miz.
Well, the Miz and the LA Knight thing. Go back to that specifically.
I got to go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Travis.
I have had people telling me tonight, they're like, this is so stupid. Really? They're going to do an LA Knight versus Miz over...
Oh, hold on a second. Well, now, why are you talking about this right now? We're going to get back to them in the ring. Travis, you need to learn how to let the host the fucking show. My God, Travis,
about it because
if you were dealing with Howard Stern, he would send his goons to your house. They'd probably get shot, but one of them might get through, Travis.
I'd killed Howard Stern before the two goons get to me.
Man, poor Howard. Leave Howard alone. He's not that bad.
No,
he doesn't want to kill you. He just
the point that I was making was people were like, why would you build a feud?
Again, with the point. He has to make his point.
Booker T and Edge, both legends. Would you agree?
Yes.
They had a freaking feud over a shampoo commercial that wasn't even real. If you're going to do that, why not have a photo shoot between two of the most charismatic people in WWE as an angle? Why not?
We'll get to that. Shinsuke Nakamura coming out. He's going to have a match against Bronson Reed, and this is a confusing booking to me because they were just pushing Bronson Reed to the moon. Am I wrong? Did they not have vignettes for him like every week?
Absolutely, the wrong
reintroducing
outcome.
himself, Mr. Nice Guy, all these different like names and things, and he was winning matches and just rolling over people. Now he's just losing to Shinsuke Nakamura clean, which I don't have a problem with because Shinsuke Nakamura I love, and I think he's one of the best. Problem. But what are we doing? What are we doing? Why did this have to happen?
This is inconsistent booking at its absolute worst. 1 week you're telling me this man is an absolute monster. The next you're having him lose clean to Shinsuke Nakamura. It's just bad booking.
Yeah, Steven told you, man. Patience. He said, I need a mute button for you. I do have a mute button for him. It's right there. It works well, but the problem is the little fucker can just click himself back in, and he probably will.
But I don't do that. If you put me in timeout, I wait for you to bring me back in. It's called respect.
Should we test that theory? We should test that theory one day. All right. We have Adam Pearce here. He's going to let I feel bad for Raquel because she's going to the moon, but now she's hurt, but she's recovering. She's not ready yet. She's not ready for Rhea Ripley. It's dangerous for her to take on Rhea Ripley with this injury. So my question to you, Travis, when do you think we get the match between Raquel and Rhea Ripley?
I mean, ideally, I'd say Payback, but I don't know. They could be crazy and save this till Mania.
Okay. Jay, what do you think? And also, Jay, what do you think about Indy Hartwell?
Sorry, Elimination Chamber. Sorry.
And, I already forgot Johnny Gargano's wife's name.
Candice
LeRae. Candice LeRae.
Care less about Candice LeRae. Shout out to Indy Hartwell for getting finally some TV time after a month. This was the wrong thing from the beginning. I am not a fan of Raquel Rodriguez no more. I don't care about the Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez match. I said this match had the potential to be WrestleMania 40, and they fucked it up for me, so I don't give a shit.
They fucked it up for you. Poor Raquel, man. I feel bad for Raquel because I love Raquel. I think she's one of the best workers in the ring. She looks good. She looks intimidating. She's presentable. And honestly, when you compare her to almost anybody else they put her in the ring with, she looks like she's going to beat them up. So that's just me. I like that shit. With that being said, we're going to take a small break right now since I see there's 5 people watching. I'm going to let you guys see some exclusive content yesterday when I was talking with a certain tag team you may have heard of called the Hardy Boys. It's here live at the Wrestling Universe, one of the biggest signings in the history of Queens, New York, the only wrestling store that matters, the Wrestling Universe here with the Hardy Boys, one of the most legendary tag teams in the history of professional wrestling. And in my opinion, Tony Khan, you need to put the gold back on these boys and let them ride out. They're these are the Hardy Boys. They're legends in the ring. FTR got nothing on you guys. Do you agree with that statement, Matt? Do you think you guys are ready to take down FTR?
Of course, yeah. That is our end goal in AEW, the World Tag Team titles. And today, if I'm not mistaken, we set a record here.
You did.
We also set the record at WrestleMania.
Killed the record.
Killed the
We
record.
killed the record.
You guys abolished the record.
Probably double the record.
We jobbed out the
Honor
record.
to meet you. Savage, brother. Love your work. I
Thanks,
grew up
man.
watching you guys.
Thank you,
It's an
man.
honor to be in your presence. And I wish you nothing but more success, more luck, happiness, love, laughter. If you're hungry, there's cannolis here for you. Cannolis here from Martha's Country Bakery. Cheap pop. And Matt Hardy here, I hope you also start the leading people in AEW.
Oh yeah, it's about that
Please.
time.
And Brother Nero,
It's about that time.
make that appearance, please. Here at the Wrestling Universe in Queens, New York, with the Hardy Boys. We got more. We got more for you. Savage here with Puppet Master, who had the Hardy Boys here at the Wrestling Universe. It's almost the end of the day. It's been a long day for you. What was the toughest challenge for you to get to this point in your career? Because is this your biggest signing ever?
Yes. You know, I thought Sting was my biggest, but this obliterated that record. It actually obliterated the store record of 400 tickets. We sold over 600 tickets, and I'm completely humbled by the support. I know it's not me personally. It's for the Hardys. I mean, that's what we're here for, and the fan experience. Make sure the fans are happy, make sure everybody's happy, bring them the ultimate experience.
Yeah, but, at the end of the day, the fans are here, but you're the one that put this together. Without guys like you, without guys like Jack, things like this don't happen. I mean, Jack's been doing this for like 20 years right now. 30 years, from jumping off balconies to bringing all the wrestlers that are famous in the world right here to Queens. That's something special to the fans. We've been holding on to this secret place kind of like thing, I feel like we have something here that fans around the world are missing out on.
Yeah, no, they are.
So what's next for you, Joe?
Next is only up from here. I can't say the names, but I'm working on some pretty big names.
Working on some pretty big names?
Yep.
Hardy Boys, they're going to be hanging out tonight, or are they going straight back home?
No, they're going home.
They're going home. Do you know, are we going to see them on AEW anytime soon?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think they're going to have another AEW championship run?
They should.
I agree with them. They should. Here at the Wrestling Universe with the hottest promoter in Queens today, Puppet Master. Puppet Master. Big shout out to Puppet Master for bringing in the Hardy Boys, and big shout out to the Hardy Boys for letting me have a word with them. Very nice guys. They stayed there 7 hours until they met all the fans that came through. Those are the type of guys that they are. And everything I said, I meant. I wish them nothing but luck, happiness, and success. If Jeff Hardy, if I had more time to talk to him, the only thing I would say is you need to evolve into like Jeff 7.0. Recreate yourself, make a move set that not only works for you, keeps you safe, keeps you healthy, and makes you look like a badass. And bring back Brother Nero. Bring back Broken Matt. That's the team that should beat FTR. Not Jeff and Matt Hardy. Brother Nero and Broken Matt, and let them go to town with vignettes and all that shit, and keep the matches what you're capable of, and make it look good. And don't worry about it. You don't need to impress anybody, Jeff, specifically.
So
I know Jay would agree with that.
So here's the thing. Legends in the business, not going to disagree with that. However, please don't bring back that broken, stupid shit.
It's not stupid shit. I hated
it in Impact.
That was all
I hated it in
good.
Ring of Honor. I hated it in WWE. I hate it. I will hate to see it in AEW. It is stupid shit. It is as stupid as Bray Wyatt's crap.
Well, I got more clips. All right. I did some interviews with some of the fans and with Todd, and I got a couple more clips. Let's take a look at them, and then we'll get back to Monday Night Raw. Hold on. We're here at the Wrestling Universe. Breaking news here with Todd. Todd, what do you want to tell the Savage Kingdom?
Oh, I just wanted to say that Louis Tamiso, who works at the Wrestling Universe, has ref 3 matches for MJF. You better believe it. 3.
3 matches for MJF, but look at where MJF is, and look at where Lewis is.
And if you come down to wrestling...
Oh, Jack, you get him. Get him, Jack. Get him. He's talking hella trash about Lewis.
Oh, yeah, Louis sucks, dude.
Lewis sucks. Do something, Lewis. Do some damn work.
No, and ask for Ref Lewis if you come down to Wrestling Universe.
Ask for him. Ref Lewis. Yeah, Lewis does suck. Do some work, Lewis. He doesn't come on the show anymore.
I wonder, because they're talking, they're like, ref 3 matches, and we always go, oh, these refs are idiots. Like, do you get a crash course when they teach you to ref? Do they teach you,
have to go to wrestling
here's
school
how
how
to
to
be
ref.
a bad ref?
Oh, you got to go to school for it. Here's some more clips. Savage here at the Wrestling Universe in Queens. The Hardy Boys are inside Wrestling Legends right now. They're here. The fans are here. They're meeting them. More fans just met the Hardy Boys. What happened?
We got it! We met the Hardy Boys!
The Hardy Boys here in Wrestling Universe making dreams come true. Who do you love, Jeff or Matt? You love them both?
Matt!
Jeff, Matt? What are you guys going to do now? You going to Disneyland?
No!
No, you're going...
WrestleMania!
WrestleMania! Yeah, I love it. Here, watch on Wrestling with Savage.
Savage!
This is public property here at the Wrestling Universe in Queens, New York. We're here with this guy. Hey, come here. You kind of look familiar. Did I see you in that movie, Something About Mary?
Yes.
Well, what was that line you had in that movie? Come over here. Get in the camera shot. Get in the shot. I'm here with Frank and Beans from Something About Mary.
Biggie Warren.
Okay, here with Frank and Beans. We got some Hardy fans here. Get out of this shot now. Get out of this shot. Here, what's your favorite Jeff Hardy match? Because I see you with a Jeff Hardy shirt. So tell me, what is your favorite Jeff Hardy match of all time?
I don't know now. There's good.
Come on.
Jeff versus Punk.
Okay, I like it. Jeff Hardy versus CM Punk. Many matches that Jeff Hardy has had throughout his career. Make sure you come on down to the Wrestling Universe in Queens, the only wrestling store in the world. He's not that good. He let me go. So, Jack, the biggest signing in the history of your store, how do you feel about it?
It was good. It was good.
You've been killing yourself over 30 years doing this, bringing the fans experiences that nobody else can deliver. And we're proud of you. We're all proud of you. We're proud of Puppet Master. We're glad that you guys are bringing these big stars here.
Crew.
You have that. You have a hell of a crew.
Yeah.
You have a hell of a team. But you know what you have, Jack? You have heart. You have passion for this business. And it's gotten you pretty far. And you're not even close to being done yet. What are we going to see next year from the Wrestling Universe?
Stay tuned to all that.
Live
Expect
here.
the unexpected.
I like it with Jack at the Wrestling Universe, Queens, New York. All right, so yeah, great time this weekend with the Hardy Boys and everybody at the Wrestling Universe. Big shout out to everybody. Thank you for everything. Yeah, great. Got some figures signed.
What the Hardys? Yeah, girls that cute as their fans. I might have to become a Hardy fan.
They have plenty of fans, man. They're professional wrestlers. I mean, they're famous.
And
WrestleMania
best
main
of all,
eventers.
they will show up
Well, not main
either
eventers.
sober or on time. That's right, I said or.
No, they were both on money, man. They were both on point. I mean, you saw it there in the video. Right here, we got Becky Lynch on Monday Night Raw. And I like how Trish Stratus was not even involved at all tonight. That was good. That was good. Becky shined a little more tonight in this promo than her typical stuff. But Zoe stole the show with her response to Shayna Baszler, who came down to the ring and basically called her ass out. And I thought Zoe Starks did good for the moment because she got put on the spot and she had to have a reaction. So I'm curious to know what Jay thought of Zoe Stark's performance in this segment here tonight.
Well, I think she's still reading scripted promos. I mean, you could tell as soon as she comes out holding the mic and saying the first line. There's nothing original for her. I thought her promos were way better in NXT than now. And, Baszler had it going for her with the Ronda, but besides that, I didn't really see nothing there.
How about you, Travis?
No. No.
Wow, I thought she did good. All right, you guys didn't like it. Anyway, we're gonna get a match out of this.
No, hold on. I think Stark didn't do bad.
Oh, okay.
Baszler was the no.
Baszler, okay. Well, I thought Baszler didn't really have to do too much. Just her face alone was, it was like, damn, she went through a war.
This is the shit that WWE does that I can't stand. You're telling me, like, I get it. Y'all want to get Baszler and push her and all that. I'm all for it. But
where's Dexter Loomis catering?
But you're telling me there was nobody else you could have fed to Shayna Baszler than Zoe Stark. When you do shit like this, it makes me go, great. It's going to be yet another NXT call-up that y'all waste.
I think you're just very upset. You're very upset.
I'm passionate. Okay. There's a difference.
Let's get into the matchup. The match itself would basically get cut short because of this crap right here, where basically Finn Balor is talking to JD McDonough, who he's known for 20 years. And Damian Priest is not happy about this. Not happy about this. And Damian says, I got to talk to you about Judgment Day business. Finn Balor's like, anything you can say to me, you can say to JD McDonough. Now, I told you, Jay, recently that I had heard that JD was going to get a more serious role, and you can see it being implemented here tonight.
Mhm.
All right. I like this. This is great layers
He's
to
gonna
add to an
become-
already strong, stable, and strong story.
It's going to become Judgment Day McDonough.
We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen here. There's some interesting factors, and JD McDonough went as far to say is, you know what, guys? That briefcase is causing all your problems. You may want to just get rid of it. And, of course, this sent Damian off, and probably why they didn't do so well in their match tonight, which we'll get into. That's the main event, the 6-man tag match, where, Sami Zayn, and, yeah, we'll get into it. Let's get back to this match, though, all right? You have Shayna Baszler, Zoe Starks going one-on-one. This was actually a pretty good match. I liked it. I'm curious to see Jay dump on this match, but I thought this match was not bad at all. The only thing I didn't like about it is the finisher looked a little chunky, like sloppy. She was like struggling to get her up, but at the same time, I kind of like that because it made it look more real. Like she was struggling because she'd been through a war. Jay, what did you see in this match?
Yeah, this match was pure crap. But I will say
it's pure
this. I will say this. These two, they need to do a lot of work on these two to get them over, because you beating Ronda Rousey, it's not going to help. You need to do more. I think there's a lot of work to be done with these two.
All right, Travis, you thought this was crap as well?
Yeah. Me and Jay are on the same page. Absolute crap. I still say that you could have fed her any one of the other idiotic talents backstage that were not on being made to look like, oh, they're going to be a main event player. Instead, you have effectively done nothing of value for Shayna, and you've lowered the stock for Zoe.
Well, I just like this because probably Trish wasn't there.
And
Well, that's always a plus.
And in my view, this, and I will say the Fatal 4-Way, this was a long TV match that was unnecessary between these two. This was a long match as well. I don't think they should have got that much ring time.
Well, all right. Well, Shayna Baszler got the win anyway. They're putting her over.
Oh, God.
Now we get an interview with Shinsuke Nakamura. He's basically sick of everybody in WWE taking his time and interrupting him. And,
Yes.
and it's funny. Moments later, we see JD McDonough.
I like that. Is there another screenshot so we could actually make fun of this? Because I'm about to go off on this.
JD McDonough attacking Sami Zayn, injuring him. And now Shinsuke Nakamura later on would approach Seth Rollins. But you go ahead.
No,
Jay.
wait, there was no other screenshot?
No, this is it.
Okay, well, I'm going to say this. This was by far the dumbest thing that I saw on television. Why? Because Sammy was selling his elbow, and JD was never hitting his elbow or his arm. He was hitting his face the whole fucking time. So, yeah, this was bad.
Okay. Well, I'll keep it moving.
Hey, Sammy is usually
Your
pretty
shit.
good. The man just had an off night. I know. I agree.
It happens,
He
Jay.
had an off
It happens.
night.
You don't mess up at work, Jay. You're perfect.
I would have hit the guy in the fucking head if I was aiming for the elbow and they told me go for the elbow. I would hit the arm or something.
Hey, remember when I power bombed you and you banged your leg in the chair? You were supposed to sell your back, but then you started holding your leg.
Hello, we weren't in a fucking mat. It hurt, motherfucker. So of course I'm gonna fucking get paid.
Look. Yes, okay. A little bit I like, of the small bit I do like is, what if they're going to build it up as like JD's doing this stuff for Judgment Day without them necessarily even asking, further dissenting between Finn and Damian, who it's going to be like, wait, who's in charge here? Why is he doing this? Did you tell him to do this? But with that being said, yes, it was absolutely horrendous selling by Sami Zayn on a level that, honestly, I'm not used to seeing Zayn mess up that badly.
All right.
I'm going to say this. I don't hate the fact that JD is getting TV time. I think he deserves TV time, and I hope we see more.
All right, you are going to see more, 100%. He's being implemented in a serious way, like I mentioned weeks ago. We got a match. Otis taking on Ludwig Kaiser. This match here, bottom line, they beat the crap out of Otis. They were trying to steal his girl. End of the night, this match was all about one thing and one thing only, And it was to get to this moment right here where Gable comes in and makes the save, and everyone in the arena was chanting Gable. Well, maybe not everybody, but there was definitely a lot of people chanting Gable. They're trying to get Gable over. He's the hero. There's some interesting layers to this story because you kind of have America versus Imperium kind of situation, and I like that. And
hey, I'm like the most rah go America kind of guy you'll meet, but I can't wait to see Gunther destroy Gable. I still think it will be a good match, but really,
it's definitely going to be a good match. How you doing?
Let's be realistic.
All
three of us,
Welcome
in this room. Does anyone see Gable taking this title off of Gunther?
Maybe at WrestleMania if Gable's push goes the way it's supposed to.
Maybe.
But
if McIntyre didn't take it off of him, then Gable, as it is right now,
if Gable starts getting some serious love from the WWE universe, those T-shirt sales start rising, the toy sales start rising, the chants are, if he can get maybe another catchphrase or two, start commanding the crowd a little more the way LA Knight does masterfully, and I can't wait to get to that segment because I don't care what anybody says. We're going to get to it. Cody Rhodes over here getting interviewed. Seth Rollins automatically getting tight because it's like, why are you getting the interview again? And I am the world champion. So Cody's like, you can have this interview. He leaves. Nakamura asks him to be his tag team partner later tonight. Seth Rollins says, I can trust you. I've trusted you. I have a lot of respect for you. Sure, you're in. So that match is set up. Now,
can I say something?
Sure.
Nakamura needs to work on his facial expressions because he just gave away right there that he was going to turn heel tonight.
When will we see this? I hope it's at a pay-per-view so they get more time, but who knows? It might be at a they said it's going to be determined. So I'm assuming it's going to be a pay-per-view match. Probably. What's the next pay-per-view? Fastlane?
Payback.
I want to know, Jay, I'm not disagreeing with you by any means, but explain to us what you meant by the facial expressions.
Towards the end, he just makes a face when he wasn't saying nothing. The camera's there. I blame the camera for staying that long in that frame for that amount of seconds. And two, he's an international star. You put him in Japan, he's big shit. So he needs to work on his facial expressions. He gave it away, really, when he made a look.
Yeah, but I think that was intentional, though, Jay.
No, I get what you're saying, but
I agree with you.
You need to hide it. You need to hide it a little better.
It was intentional, though, Jay. It was intentional.
The biggest problem I have, though,
and I'll explain that later on.
The biggest problem I had with it wasn't that he had that kind of cocky smile. The camera shouldn't have lingered on that.
Yeah.
The camera.
All right. Again, you guys are both sounding mad silly right now because
how are we silly?
That's the way it was written, and you're blaming the guy because he followed the script.
This guy's an everybody fan. It could be fucking Maxine, you're a fucking fan.
I'm not a fan.
I can't wait till we get to the.
You don't know that was the script, though. It could have been that they weren't supposed to reveal it this soon.
Maybe, but I don't think so. I think it's intentional. WWE isn't the Boy Scouts. It's better than AEW. It's better than Impact. And they usually make less mistakes than every other company when they run their major billion-dollar corporation on a goddamn television show that they've been doing longer than anybody.
I mean,
bow down to McMahon and shut your mouth.
In America, I certainly agree with you. In Japan, no.
Oh, hail the game.
New Japan actually does a lot of this stuff a lot better.
But they don't teach
by
you
not having them do these backstage segments at all.
Yeah, right. Let's talk about somebody that matters. Let's talk about The Miz.
Yeah.
The Miz is a beast. I like this matchup. I think it's going to do big things for LA Knight. It's a nice back and forth because they can both talk. They killed it tonight. LA Knight killed it. The Miz killed it. This was great. I'm looking forward to this. LA Knight ends up looking strong, embarrassing The Miz, and getting that handshake at the end of the day. This shit was money, Jay.
Miz is a first ballot Hall of Famer who does not get treated like it. But in my personal opinion, I think Miz is one of the all-time greats, and people just don't realize it. You got no sound.
Jay, I agree with him. He is one of the all-time greats, but what do you think about this?
That's what you said? What I think about this, I think it was a big mistake to have LA Knight tonight on Monday Night Raw, and we just saw why. I thought both guys were killing it in the beginning. They said some hard shit. I thought Miz was more on top than LA Knight if I had to pick because his shit was real and everybody felt it. But I think that's where LA Knight fumbled. He fumbled his one line. He seemed like he was out of place and he didn't know what he was doing. And that right there was a no-no for me because that just tells me that you wrote your own shit and you're trying to memorize your shit. And some guy just caught you completely off guard and you fucked up. And you wasn't supposed to fuck up. So now I'm questioning LA Knight. Are your scripts real? Are your scripts scripted? I don't know. I thought he got a little exposed. I thought that one line just kind of messed up his whole momentum he had there.
Scripted, not scripted. He's still talent in the
one
ring.
line?
Oh, I don't want scripted guys. Fuck
it was
that.
towards the end. I know what he's talking about, but that's okay.
You want scripted shit? Go to TNA. Fuck out of here.
Relax, man. This is WWE.
You
You should already know it's scripted.
Jay,
Every episode's scripted.
It was here, and for me, it went here.
Jay, you're talking about a show you've been watching for 3 decades, and it's been scripted since day one.
But then it went to the middle.
Hey, if you want scripted promos, go to AEW, where your script will read as follows. I'm not MJF. I don't matter.
They won't give you that much promo time.
Anyway, I like this. I'm looking forward to the matchup. This, to me, was one of my more... This and the Gable match were the 2 highlights of the night for me for Monday Night Raw. I thought this was a good segment. Then we get this clown show. We got the Viking Raiders versus the New Day. The New Day making their comeback probably so that Big E can announce his retirement in the next coming weeks. The match was whatever. New Day picks up the win. I don't care. I've seen this match so many times. So I don't even know if I even want to ask you guys what you thought about it because is it even worth it?
Well, I was upset because I read the dirt sheets that Big E was going to come out tonight. That was the whole big rumor going on throughout the whole fucking show. And then we see this. So I thought the match was crap. But New Day, having them on Raw, good step into the tag team division. So,
yeah,
kudos.
I agree with Jay.
Okay. So
I mean, look, the New Day are...
Do you have anything on the match, though?
The New Day are a legendary team, but for whatever reason, the New Day and the Viking Raiders, to me, are 2 teams that should be front and center all the time. Like, look, I'm a huge Viking Raiders fan. I've been a fan of them since they were War Machine in freaking Ring of Honor. They're a great tag team. But for whatever reason, maybe it's their look, maybe it's their moveset, I don't know. WWE just hasn't pulled the trigger on them like they should.
Yeah, and get used to it. They're not. They've been losing lately. There's no plans for them in sight. The only thing that all the tag teams have going for them right now, guys, is that Kevin Owens is injured. Sami Zayn, they faked his injury so that they could relinquish the tag team titles. It's obvious.
Probably.
It's obvious. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Monday Night Raw.
Listen, all these tag team belts are fucking cursed, by the way.
Look at Shayna's face, man. I mean, that tells a story in itself. But Shayna's gonna basically talk some crap to Ronda. Did you like this promo of Shayna, Jay? Did you think she did good here?
You see, I don't like this either because they set up the match, her being a baby face, but they set her up being a heel here. So what the fuck?
Yeah. Is she a heel? Is she a face? Is she an in-betweener? Hell, just give me some freaking answer.
I think they're trying to make her a face, but the way she comes out and interrupting people and walking in interviews, that's like a heelish thing to do. So maybe in between, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. We got a little word with the New Day.
Jesus Christ.
The picture says it all. Are these guys going to become champions again? Yes or no?
They will. They got no choice.
Yeah.
They will.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our main event 6-man tag team match. And of
not.
course, before we get into the match, Raquel had enough of Rhea Ripley, and she would come down and attack her before the match starts. Then the match gets underway. Match wasn't anything like to really go crazy about. There was some good sequences.
Shout out to Indy Hartwell getting TV time.
Finn Balor looked good tonight. Him and Damian were working well together, using that briefcase to their advantage for a while until Seth would catch a super kick into the briefcase, and then Cody Rhodes with the crossroads. And of course, Cody's Cody. Cody's going to go over in this match. That's what happens. Look at him. Look at him. He's loving it. He's loving it. And after this, hold on. After the match, Shinsuke Nakamura would attack Seth Rollins, which I was great. I loved it. I loved it because you said, oh, they gave it away. They didn't give it
They
away.
did.
They didn't give it away because these guys won the match.
You knew it was
Shinsuke
going
didn't
to
cost them the match. He helped them win the match. So it's a swerve. You're like, oh, okay, he helped
I
them win.
personally don't
And
like
then
when they give it away.
This was a
just
swerve
me.
at the end.
I like
Travis,
to be surprised.
Go ahead, Travis. It's all yours.
I don't like this. I did like the Nakamura heel turn at the very end. That I liked. What I did not like was you're telling me a team that is as well put together and well trained as the Judgment Day, who have worked together so well, they're going to lose to a randomly thrown together team, especially with Shinsuke Nakamura, who already had a match earlier, and yet they still lost to them? Like, you didn't even have a fully fresh tag team, and you lost. Like, what the hell? You're supposed to be booking the Judgment Day as like this unstoppable force, and they're losing to randomly thrown together teams. Like,
WWE got some big balls tonight by pulling this shit in front of me. I know everybody like, oh my god, it's so cool and shit. Yeah. First of all, let's talk about Sami Zayn and his elbow injury that he never got hurt in the elbow. First of all, please stop selling this shit. You look ridiculous. Let's talk about how great Priest was with that right forearm and the jumping flatlander he did on Seth. It looked fantastic. His leg drop looked fantastic tonight. Priest is always on point on that. With that being said, this is repetitive booking that we have seen for the past 2 to 3 months, which I'm sick and tired of seeing 6-man tag teams, single matches between these guys. I'm sick and tired of it. Okay, but let's even talk about why I said WWE has big balls to pull this shit in front of my eye. Because they turned Nakamura heel, which we all knew was going to happen weeks before when he gave it away. I like to be surprised as a fan. I don't like when they give it away like that because it's too predictable, and I don't like predictability. And that's what I saw tonight. And WWE has big balls because how are you going to sell me as a fan, as a journalist, as a podcaster, as every other fan watching Worldwide Go? How are you going to sell us that Nakamura has even a slight chance to beat Seth freaking Rollins? I think it's going to be the toughest chance they have in the next 4 weeks. It's too tough to do. What can you do when a guy cannot really cut a great, clean promo and is a little rough? It's hard to do, fellas. I don't know what they're going to do, but they got big balls for pulling this shit off.
I think I agree with Steven Chambers. I heard that Seth does want to break, and maybe Nakamura is the guy you pull the trigger on. So this way, Balor then will take the title off him or Damian or vice versa. This way you don't make Seth look weak.
Because
I could see Judgment Day getting help from JD McDonough. And I can also see Shinsuke Nakamura getting help from JD McDonough.
I think JD should go with Sammy. They should have a program in the meantime.
Let's see how long Sammy's hurt for. He's gonna probably be hurt for a little bit. Relinquish the titles, come back.
So-called elbow that never got
You never
hurt.
know, Jay. That was a very, very dangerous shot. He took that elbow of it. First of
the reason
all,
I liked LA Knight's thing tonight, and I thought he was the segment of the night as far as segments go, is because he told the truth. He said one thing that I agree with him. Me and him have something in common, and Tantalizing Tony should understand this. When I say this, I agree with LA Knight. He is a dangerous man. So am I. I'm a dangerous man. And wait until you see what I have cooking this summer. The Savage Kingdom is busy. We're all over the place. And when I say all over the place, I mean it. We just covered SummerSlam, record-breaking numbers here at Wrestling with Savage, the most watched SummerSlam live stream on the internet that day. We have Indie God, Matt Cardona, who's coming on the show soon. Keep it coming. Yeah, keep it coming. We're keeping it coming. We're keeping the Black Dahlia. She's going to be here in New York City. She'll be at New Jersey, Wrestling Universe. Hit up the website, wrestlingwithsavage.com, to see all of our events. She will also be at Wrestle Bash 2 with KC Navarro and Haku, the legend, who, by the way, let's have a word with him.
All right. We're talking about Wrestle Bash number 2 at Fairfield, New Jersey, on the 20th of August, 2023. Well, I'm supposed to visit with the Savage Kingdom, and I'll make sure that we all clear here. Savage Kingdom. Let's see. At Fairfield on the August 20th, 2023, New Jersey. See you.
Cool, man. That guy's a legend. He
So
still
legend, man.
kills somebody.
Who wrote the card?
He'll still kill somebody, man. Here we go. Haku, Dark Side of the Ring coming up tomorrow night. The season finale. The best episode in the history of this show's
The most dangerous episode.
Marty Jannetty. And it is going to be crazy. Tomorrow night.
If this episode doesn't get them canceled, nothing will.
Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing a live stream watch along for NXT. I'm not doing a post show for NXT. Doing a live stream watch along that's going to transition at 10 o'clock. So if NXT is not finished at 10 o'clock, it does not matter. It is time for Vice. It is time for Marty Jannetty. You can watch the show along with me. I'll be doing live reactions during the commercials only because I really want to listen to this show. And obviously, I got to do my job and get it ready and get it prepped because I have my own show coming up, which is coming soon. The Party with Marty podcast is kicking off on Thursday live from Atlanta, Georgia with Marty Jannetty. The first episode. There's the screenshot of the first episode. The Dark Side of the Ring reaction episode. Yes, that is Shawn Michaels in the background with a dart in his heart. It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. And then episode 2, the barbershop episode, where we're going to get into what happened between him, Shawn Michaels. What happened in his wrestling career following this iconic event that's still cherished and watched and talked about to this day. And here's a little sample of what you're going to see when we do that show. I took some time putting together a slideshow to really tell people the story about the barbershop, everything that came after it, the history between Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty and how far they go back. You know, I mean, they go back. These boys were best friends. There is a lot to talk about here. I mean, this was a real betrayal almost of sorts. And I know the Dark Side of the Ring episode is going to shine a lot of light into that tomorrow. Everybody thinks they're going to be talking about just one thing, but they're going to be talking about the Rockers and the way they broke up and how they came together and all of it. The demise of the Rockers. I mean, Marty Jannetty, I'll say it here first. Whoa. Back in the day, Marty Jannetty was more athletic than Shawn Michaels and better looking and had more women.
Look who's on. Look who's on right now.
Who's on?
Needed another chair shot, clearly.
Yeah, well, let's see, Tony. You keep running your mouth, Tony, because I'll show you what's going to happen again. I told everybody earlier, man, you're going to see the bottom of my shoe if you keep running.
Into the match.
You're going to see it, Tony. You better.
You know what, Savage?
Into the match.
Savage.
Back to my spiel. Yeah, I'm not going to let this hooligan come in here and bully my show. Not going to happen. Shawn Michaels, Marty, like I said, I put in the work in this slideshow, and we're going to be talking about everything, man. How they were supposed to have a match at WrestleMania, when they were supposed to win the tag team champions, when they had their big run, and then, of course, the inevitable split up, the barbershop, everything. When he became Intercontinental Champion, the first ever wrestler to win a championship on Monday Night Raw, his insane career following on the Indies. You know, we're going to talk about how he feels about Shawn Michaels going on to have so much success in the World Wrestling Federation. And he learned everything from Marty Jannetty. Marty taught this guy everything he knows as far as wrestling goes. Marty Jannetty's WCW career, how it feels to have his own action figure, and just the general gist of partying with Marty on the road, him doing all these different indie shows. We're going to talk about his past, his collegiate career, his high school career. We're going to talk about moments when he was like with the Ultimate Warrior, the Bushwhackers, Jake the Snake, Jimmy Snuka, being on Raw, being main eventing Raw. This is Marty Jannetty, a guy that main evented Raw with Shawn Michaels. Put some respect on him. He's a guy who was standing next to me and Gene Okerlund, cutting interviews in front of 15, 20,000 people before it was a thing to go viral. Marty Jannetty giving hip tosses on Monday Night Raw while you were still wiping your ass. Listen, man. Look at this. Look at these pictures we have here of Shawn. Look at that, man. These guys partied hard. You have no idea what else I have in store for this episode, man. There's a lot to talk about.
And just like Dark Side of the Ring, if we get through this and don't get canceled,
and then we have more. Okay, because it's not just a party show. It's not just the Rockers. It's not just the barbershop and all the crazy stories. We can talk about ladies. Look at all the ladies.
Outfit
the
or
boys.
The literal
There's
tattoo?
him with Mick Foley. there's a lot to talk about. Marty has been around. I mean, we're going to talk about when I first met Marty, which was the 80s Wrestling Con right there. We had a good time. Then we're going to talk about his childhood. This is Marty as a kid playing football on July 4th, 1969. There's a picture of him and his dad. Picture of him winning championships. Newspaper articles of Jannetty being Wrestler of the Year. Back then, his town didn't even have a camera. They would have to sketch you into the newspaper. Look at this.
I feel like you're telling me his whole life right now.
Look at this.
Maybe we should.
I know. Like, why do I need to tune in to talk to the party with Marty? He's literally telling us everything.
I'm not telling you anything because listen, the star isn't here. The star isn't here, guys. I have screenshots for days. I have screenshots for days. There's a lot to talk about with Marty Jannetty. I mean, when I say there's a lot to talk about, we're not even cracking the tip of the iceberg. Not even the tip of the iceberg. All right. We also have to get into Swaggy, man, because Swaggy is his favorite cat in the world, man.
I do like the cat.
Talk about Swaggy. I mean, look at this fucking cat. He's like Spider-Man climbing on that damn wall. We're gonna get into all of it. The Party with Marty's happening Thursday live from Atlanta, live from Marty Jannetty's studio. After we're done, of course.
So, Savage, unfortunately, won't be here tomorrow night. I will be here Wednesday night, and then I'm gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and might be home Sunday.
Fantastic. Not. Did you really feel the need to tell me that on air?
Yeah, I did.
You're fired. He's fired, Jay. He's not going to be here tomorrow anyway. We'll see him on Wednesday. He's still talking, but let's see how long we can leave him there.
I can't wait for the party with Marty. I'm ecstatic.
He's ecstatic. He's ecstatic. Well, we got to get back to this because we have a lot going on. Marty Jannetty is going to be in Chicago. Savage is going to be in Chicago. Starrcast 6, one of the biggest wrestling shows of the year.
Cool.
Should be good.
It is official. They have announced it. Savage will be there, official vendor. Marty Jannetty will be there.
Oh.
And, of course, practically the entire AEW roster will be there. And so will I for 3 days. And Jay knows me. Jay,
Ricky?
Imagine, and then guess what? Anthony loves wrestling. He's coming with me. So I have a cameraman. Could you imagine the content we are going to create?
It's going to be insane. Anthony,
you have a chance to come on down and be there. It's taking place at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. Rooms are still available. Free parking, on-site restaurant and bar. It's going down. Come on down to Chicago. Jimmy Hart going to be in Hamburg, Pennsylvania, and let's have a word with him.
Me, the man of the South, Jimmy Hart. Saturday, September the 16th, I'll be at Legends Fan Fest in Hamburg, Pennsylvania from 11 to 4 with Savage Kingdom Promotions. It's going to be unbelievable, baby. Come by, get a picture, get an autograph. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he will be there. It's going to be awesome, but he's not going to be alone. He's going to be with Marty Jannetty, who will also be in Hamburg.
Is he bringing his megaphone?
Of course, he's bringing his megaphone. Marty Jannetty's also going to be at 90s Wrestling Con. It's a busy month in September. Go follow my cousin Cri Text. Make sure you subscribe to Premier Streaming Network so you can watch Edge of Greatness. Premier, good network, good deal. Savage, Battlefield. It's good shit. Go do it now. Go sign up. Go sign up. All right, final thoughts of the night. Raw thumbs up or thumbs down, gentlemen? Thumbs down, Jay? Mid. Yeah, I'm going like right there.
I'm mid.
Couple. It was watchable. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow night for NXT and Dark Side of the Ring live reaction. Everybody, thank you for watching. Have a good night. And Tony, I told you before, I'll tell you again. Stay down.
He needs an attitude adjustment on that chair.
Maybe. Nice different.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.